Hey guys, Chris Williams from Badass Agile and Core Resources. Welcome. This video series is all about the stuff that they can't teach you in Scrum Master School. It's about the things that go beyond the basics and into the advanced, practical stuff that we learn from years and years working with Agile in the field. It's for both team members, so that could be Scrum Masters, product owners, coaches, or just regular team members, or it can be for clients of ours, so people who are receiving coaching or receiving staff augmentation and simply need to know more about how Agile works and what it is. So we'll begin with the basics in mind. I think makes sense. What is Agile? So there's a lot of confusion and mystery around it. It's worth taking a few minutes to demystify and explain. Agile itself is not a set of processes, nor is it a methodology. Agile is not something that you install. Agile is instead a way of thinking about delivery of stuff, primarily software, but it could be a marketing campaign. It could be a new HR policy. If you have something really big that you need to deliver, Agile can help you make sense of it and make sure that we deliver more of the important stuff early. Because when you run out of time and money, and you always do, you're going to wish you'd done the most important stuff first. And in traditional, or what they call waterfall methods of delivery, we tend to plan for a long time, analyze what we think we need for a long time, design a solution for a long time, then deliver for a really long time, test for probably not very long at all because we're out of time, and then release it to the market. That way of working has a few problems inherent with it. The biggest of which is that the customer doesn't see value. They also don't even see what they're getting until the very, very, very end. By the time we get there, we have often built things that we didn't really want and spent way more money than we hoped to on things that aren't really valuable to us. So with Agile, what we prefer to do is small increments of that process. Plan, analyze, design, deliver, and test in very short cycles, usually about 1 to 2 weeks apiece. Why? So that we can get value into the customer's hands as often as possible. Why? So they can have valuable stuff, hopefully stuff that works, to go to the market with. Why? So we can get a return on investment sooner, and more importantly, so we can see what we've built and make sure it's what we actually wanted. So Agile is really just a set of principles. It's all about the why. Agile says, for example, that we prefer to deliver working software to the people who need it so that they can have the value in their hands every 2 weeks or so. It also states that we treat failure and experimentation as a way of validating hypotheses and finding out what works and what doesn't. Furthermore, Agile says all of this quickness and speed and agility is not to come at the expense of quality. You can look up the 12 Agile principles and read them for yourself, and when you do, you'll see that they're just principles. There's nothing in there about how to be more agile. That part is really up to you. Now, you can adopt an Agile framework or method, such as Scrum, such as Kanban, such as Scrumban, Lean, or XP, and really the application depends very much on what you're trying to do. For software development, Scrum tends to work exceptionally well. For things like managing workflow amongst teams, you may be satisfied with simply Kanban, which is very, very lightweight, very easy to implement. If you're doing a lot of rapid ideation, creating small companies, startups, or initiatives, you may find that Lean is just the thing for you. It really depends on your tastes and your environment, and a qualified practitioner can help you understand which one to choose. But it's super important to remember that Agile is not a process, it is not a methodology, it is a philosophy. It's a way of right thinking about how to get value into the hands of the people who pay our bills and the people who want the value most, our clients and customers. By the way, the core goal of Agile is not to deliver things better, faster, cheaper. There's one myth you have to be really careful of. The goal of Agile is to make people awesome by delivering stuff that customers actually want in a time frame in which they actually want it. When teams feel like they're not under tremendous deadline pressure, when they are not subject to a lot of mystery and in the dark about what a customer wants, they tend to be more successful, and that makes them happier and enjoy what they do much more. Another big myth around agility is that we must install it on an organization and it must be spread almost like a new set of laws or policies, and that's simply not true. As a matter of fact, here's a secret for you. Agile works best when you start with the minds that are willing and the projects that fit. That means you're looking for people who want to try Agile because they believe that it will work and they believe that it will make us not better, faster, cheaper, but will make people more excellent at delivering value to customers. And projects that fit refers to the fact that there are some kinds of projects that maybe shouldn't be agile. Waterfall might work just fine. Great examples are ones where you, for example, it's kind of a lights off, lights on thing, where you go and do a bunch of configurations. It's like installing software is a great example. It's either done or it's not. You know, it's really hard to deliver a car with agility. Nobody wants 2 front wheels, an axle, and a steering wheel. If it doesn't have the 4 seats, the back tires, the roof, and the windows, it's really not a functional car. So some things are harder to do in agile fashion. Configuring software is another one. You sort of install the whole thing, set a whole bunch of switches, and you light it up, and either you like it or you don't. But when you have something that is highly variable in scope, and you can deliver small pieces of that scope in a way that the customer receives value. So for example, in an online portal, the first thing you get is an account balance. The very next feature that you get is the ability to see an account balance divided by your 5 or 10 different account types, then to make a deposit, then to do a transfer, then to do your tax filing online. So as we build, we add features and components and pieces of scope, and we finish them completely, deliver them to the marketplace, and move on to the next most important feature. So I hope you see the difference between the old school of waterfall delivery and the way things are intended to work in Agile, and how Agile is not really prescriptive. It is more about a way of thinking about software delivery and product delivery in general. We certainly learn more about Scrum and all of those things in Scrum Master School, but I hope that helps clarify what Agile is and isn't, so you can have intelligent and proper conversations about it with your peers and your colleagues. Hope this helps you. By all means, write in, contact us, and let us know what you'd like to hear more of. Cheers, guys. Chris out for now.